Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootleggers, shields, dust, stars, peasants, vassals, Benghazi watchers, opportunists, grandstanders. I am a useful idiot, and today I want to talk about the Benghazi hearings and this whole spectacle yet again. But now I'm armed with some ammunition, and a handy list dropped in my lap of 13 Benghazis that happened under the Bush administration. So I find redemption in my view that this Benghazi incident is hardly unprecedented. A lot of the elements that are very common with events that have happened quite a few times before, and it reinforces the fact that just shit happens over there, and there's all kinds of diplomatic and security failures all over the globe, wherever the U.S. is involved, all the time. And in fact, this list doesn't include what I've mentioned before, and that includes regular attacks on the U.S. consulate and embassies in Baghdad and Kabul, in Iraq and Afghanistan. So anyway, but more interestingly is when you go through the list, you find out that not only is Benghazi not unprecedented, in fact, we have quite a number of these attacks that resulted in more carnage, more deaths, and more destruction than the Benghazi incident. And I think probably the most telling thing that I want to talk about bringing up this list is the fact that how interesting is it that during 8 years of the Bush administration we had 64 attacks on U.S. consulates and embassies. I'm going to give a list of 13 that all resemble the Benghazi incident, and yet during those 8 years there was no calls for hearings, trials, impeachments, firings, or anything like that. And to make it even more interesting, there was no calls for any of that from either the Republicans or the Democrats. So pretty interesting how now this incident is being blown way out of proportion, being milked for all it's worth for political opportunism by the Republicans and some Democrats as well. And let me make it clear, like I always have to, because whenever I'm critical of the status quo GOP, I inevitably have a bunch of dunderheads calling me a libtard, etc. I am a conservative. I've never supported Barack Obama and the Barack Obama administration. The Barack Obama administration is despicable, if not more so, than 8 years of the Bush and Cheney administration. So anyway, I want to lay my cards on the table. I also don't have any problem with Hillary Clinton getting covered with shit and hopefully torpedoing her chances of running for president in 2016. That would make me happy, but I just don't think the means justify the ends in this case. And, it ends up making the Republicans look worse. And so anyway, let's get to this list, and you can see that it will be self-evident when I start talking these numbers. So, January 22nd, 2002, Calcutta, India, U.S. consulate was attacked. 5 people were killed. June 14th, 2002, in Karachi, Pakistan, U.S. consulate suicide bomber struck. 12 killed, 51 injured. In October 12, 2002, in Denpasar, Indonesia, diplomatic offices of the United States were bombed. February 28, 2003, in Islamabad, Pakistan, somewhere you'd think we would have very tight security, gunmen fired on the U.S. Embassy, killing 2. May 12, 2003, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, diplomatic compound was stormed with rocket-propelled grenades, explosives, and automatic weapons. 36 people killed, including 9 Americans. That's considerably larger than the Benghazi event in a close ally, close allies country. July 30th, 2004, in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, U.S. Embassy was attacked. 2 people were killed. December 6, 2004, in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, the U.S. consulate was stormed and occupied. 9 people were killed. In March 2nd, 2006, in Karachi, Pakistan. Oh, how about that? So the U.S. consulate was attacked in Karachi, Pakistan on June 14, 2002, and then it was attacked again in March 2nd, 2006. So in spite of a previous attack, the security was not improved. So the U.S. consulate was attacked. 4 people were killed, including a U.S. diplomat, David Foy. So here we go again. Not only is the Benghazi incident not unprecedented, but we had a U.S. diplomat killed before in the March 2nd, 2006 attack on the Karachi, Pakistan, the second attack on it in 4 years. And a U.S. diplomat was killed, David Foy. And still, no hearings, no calls for impeachment, no calls for firings. And then on September 12, 2006, Damascus, Syria, U.S. embassy was stormed, and 4 people were killed, 13 were wounded. Then on March 18, 2008, in Sana'a, Yemen, a U.S. embassy was attacked by mortars. Then on July 9th, in 2008, Istanbul, Turkey, the U.S. consulate was attacked, 6 people were killed. Then on September 17, 2008, Sana'a, Yemen was attacked again. In fact, it attacked the second time in 7 months, and this time the U.S. embassy was stormed with rocket-propelled grenades, explosives, and automatic weapons. 16 people were killed. The second attack in 7 months, so not sure why security wasn't beefed up then, or why there was no hearings or calls for impeachments or firings. And so there we have 13 Benghazis that happened under the Bush administration, only without the partisan spectacle and the show trials. And I also think it's interesting to point out the fact that 2 of the attacks that I brought up in this list, one was 2006 in Damascus, Syria, on September 12th, the day after the anniversary of 9/11. The U.S. embassy was stormed, and 4 people killed and 13 wounded. And then also in September 17th, 6 days after the anniversary of 9/11 in 2008, in Sana'a, Yemen, the U.S. embassy was stormed, and 16 people were killed. And this is in spite of the fact that Dick Cheney came out and claimed that they always tighten security around the anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. Well, I guess they failed in 2006 and 2008, and probably numerous other times as well. So there we have it. There we have it. Benghazi is indeed blown out of proportion. It's a partisan witch hunt, and the best we can hope for is to have a dirty laundry aired and all the sort of details about how our State Department operates overseas, and etc. But other than that, there's really not a story here. We've had national security failures. Like I've mentioned before, the USS Cole, 16 sailors killed, over 100 wounded. The Beirut barracks bombed under Reagan, 240 some odd Marines killed. The USS Liberty strafed by the Israeli Air Force back in '67, and of course the 9/11 attack, the greatest national security failure in U.S. history. And so anyway, so it goes. And but there we have it, 13 Benghazis before the new one, and the results quite different. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too.